Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the FPL lock-in. I apologise for being 15 minutes late. We did, despite Darius saying I didn't want to do the stream. That's not true. You know, I'm here for it. I've called the stream. Gary didn't buy Gabriel. He doesn't own Rice either. But I'm still here. I'm prepared to face up to the situation as it is. So apologies, we did actually have some technical issues. So welcome to the FPL lock-in, where every Saturday night we have a look at the games on Saturday, talk about how our game weeks have gone so far, and look at the fixtures tomorrow, who can hurt us, etc. So one of us today is very down. Me. No Gabriel, right? And I'm going to tell this. This is a true story. You would have saw anyone who watched the podcast last night. I said I just wanted to get my transfer out of the way and go to sleep because I had to be up very early today. I bought Kudos then. I woke up at 6 in the morning and thought, shit, I've got enough money to bring in timber. Well, I did have enough money. Checked my phone, and obviously Gabriel had gone up by 0.1. So didn't buy him. As soon as I realised then I couldn't afford him, I knew he was going to score today, which is why I titled this stream, Gary doesn't own Gabriel, before the match had even started. I also don't own Rice. We then have Trig, who does have Rice, but doesn't have, does have Gabriel, but doesn't have Rice. And then we have some lucky sod called D-Unit who has them both. Gentlemen, how are we? And how have you enjoyed today's games or otherwise? Craig, do you want to go first? We'll keep him on. We'll keep him on.
Yeah. Fairly neutral on it. I was quite happy when Gabriel scored, but then the Rice goals put me back where I started. So not had many players yet though, but didn't play the Burnley goalkeeper. I'm so used to watching him get lots of points and other people start him. I thought I'd start him for a change. So I got 1 point for him. And yeah, so we'll have a look at that later anyway. But yeah, strange old week again, isn't it? Only 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, it's so strange. The man on the top of the league is FPL D-Unit. D-Unit, how you doing, mate?
Mate, we've been waiting. And you know why I have not been able to go live all day today, Gary? It's because of the fact that they wanted me to just cook for this particular segment of the night, where the D-Unit comes on fresh off the fact that he got 29 points in game week 19. And he said, you know what? We can beat game week 19 points on Saturday night with 4 players. We're on 37 points with 4 players.
You had for Broken, didn't you?
Yeah, Bart Simpson showed up. He took the night off the Simpsons. He showed up, clean sheet. And then we obviously had the Rice, baby. I mean, that is all you need to know. If you don't have Rice and you think that anyone else in Arsenal is the best Arsenal asset, you're an idiot. Rice is the Arsenal asset you need. And I bought Gabriel too, so that was handy. So Gabriel did the genius of blanking Raya. He blanked Timber, and then he scored a goal. He got the DC, and then Rice it was the Rice show. And that's all you need to know. The D-Unit called it. He had an amazing game week, and he's going to smoke these idiots for the rest of the week.
So, yeah, it's been a mixed one, depending. I think the whole game week so far, depending on whether you own those players. I guess Rodgers has got an assist as well, didn't he? But it's really been down to those Arsenal assets so far. So let's go through the games as we usually do. There's only 4 games, actually. There's tons tomorrow, isn't there? But I guess they were quite eventful. So, right, let me get the games up. So the first game, I will say I have been out. You know, I don't watch the games live anyway. But, you know, usually I follow Darius's stream and I'm, looking at BBC Sport. I've been out with Steve over Elite FPL today. I've not watched anything. So I'm completely dependent on these lads to keep me up on the games, apart from the obviously another scores. So Aston Villa versus Forest, 3-1 Villa. McGinn, who's Yelena's FPL's favourite player, with 2 goals. Watkins with a goal. Cash Rogers and Tielemans with assists. Gibbs White goal. Bakra assist. Bonus points for McGinn 3, Tielemans 2, Watkins and Gibbs White look like they'll be sharing 1. Defensive contributions for Kamara, Morello, Anderson, Dominguez, and Mikalenkovic. Have you watched this one?
Yeah, I saw this one. I don't know if Darius did.
What were your thoughts, mate? What are your thoughts? In Villa doing really bouncing back well from that defeat against Arsenal.
Yeah, 0-0 at half time, and then they got 2 quick goals straight after the break. And then they took their foot off the gas a bit, and Forest got one back. But it was pretty comfortable, really. And Watkins again. 1 assist.
Yeah,
for,
did he start?
Yeah.
He did start. Yeah. I mean, is he coming back into contention? I mean, FPL Review have got him up now. I think he's second highest predicted scorer after Haaland. They've obviously got faith that he's back.
He's cheaper than Ekitike, isn't he now? So he's probably better than Ekitike, I suspect. So yeah.
And Bowen, I'm looking at maybe downgrading one of those two to get my money for Gabriel. Yeah. Darius, what are your thoughts on Rodgers, mate? He's been consistent, hasn't he? He keeps coming in. I know Shane of the Double Pivot is a big fan of his.
Yeah, I feel like Rodgers is actually quite unlucky not to get a second assist. Watkins missed a really good chance, like when Rodgers pressed at the beginning of the game. He really probably should have scored from that, but it would have been a double assist then for Rodgers, and then probably 2 goals for Watkins. To be honest, Rodgers bangs against the teams you expect him to bang this season. Against the good teams, he's not. So you'd say over the next 3 weeks, Rodgers is probably a pretty good pick.
Yeah, who have they got over the next 3? It's quite good, isn't it? It's not. We looked on the podcast last night. It's sort of like mid sort of mid-league games, aren't they? Have you got them there, Darius? So I can get them up.
Yeah, so the next 3 weeks. Oh, sorry, I've actually got them here. But 1 second, I'll bring them up. But essentially, I looked at today on the deadline stream. I was so unsure about what I wanted to do. I was weighing up a hit because I was like, I don't think Wirtz is. That's why I benched Wirtz. I ended up benching Wirtz because I was like, I just don't know how I feel. I don't know if he'll start then against Fulham. So I ended up playing Wilson instead of Wirtz. But I weighed up transferring Wirtz to Rodgers for this week. Obviously, they've got Crystal Palace away, then Everton at home, and then Newcastle away, then Brentford at home. It's not a horrible run of fixtures for Villa. It's not the best, but it's not horrible. And Rodgers has been, I mean, he's almost 30. Actually will be probably 30% owned by the end of tonight. So he's like, everyone else obviously thinks he's going to bang as well.
I didn't realize he was that highly owned. I know he was, I guess maybe casuals. You don't see him in that many teams of people in the community, do you? Or am I overlooking something?
No, I haven't seen much of him. A few people are talking about bringing him in.
Yeah, I think Shane's the only player, content creator I've seen with him in. Right, I'm going to ask you this. McGinn, we're not going there, are we? 2 goals, but no, he's an
I'd
option.
say with Rodgers, a lot of the teams with Rodgers are going to be dead teams, I suspect, from game week 1, because he was quite popular, wasn't it, at the beginning of the season?
What were you going to say there, Darius?
Oh, he's an asset. McGinn's actually pretty consistent. When you go back and look at Villa's fixtures and who actually, when they score or assist or whatever, McGinn's actually quite high. You wouldn't think so, but he sneaks under the radar a bit, McGinn. So for the season now, he's up to 3 goals and 2 assists from 19 starts, which is actually better than Dominic Szoboszlai. Can you believe that, Gary? And you bought him in.
Yeah, I'm not reacting to the Szoboszlai thing. You can say that for Darius. For Kanji, I'm not worried about that. Should we do a poll? How many times will Gary mute D-Unit tonight? What should I put the options as in, lads? 10 times, 50 times, 100, 1,000. Actually, let's move on to the next game. I
think. Hang on a sec. Tielemans is ticking along as well. If you like Szoboszlai, there's probably an alternative there for you in Tielemans if you like that kind of a player. I think he's on penalties as well, isn't he?
Apparently, since Solio put that offer out, he's not stopped, is he?
No, that's right. He's always one of their favourites, and he ticks along. He was quite good today, actually. I was watching it. He was at the centre of a lot of the stuff they were doing.
Yeah. Okay, right, let's move on to Brighton Burnley. Brighton goals. My one good call today was for me and Nightmare. We're in a captaincy league together where we're sort of partners. Was to call out Ruta, Jorginho, however you want to say it, who got a goal. I think Nightmare, let me know in the chat as he stops us from getting relegated. And then Ayari with the other goal, Costellos with the assist, bonus points, or do either you know how to say that one? Kadioglu, thank you, Craig. With 3, Arari with 2, Verbruggen with 1, defense contributions. Ayari, is it Ayari? That's probably the way of saying it. Van Heck, Gomez, Florentino, and Humphreys. If Humphreys is a defender, yeah. Any thought? I mean, I was out with Steve-O today, and he said to me, you know, he's a big Burnley fan. He said at 3 o'clock we're going to lose. So I don't think there's really any upset here, is there? I mean, you're quite happy with Verbruggen, Terence?
Another ridiculous bonus point for Verbruggen. How many saves did Verbruggen actually make in this game?
He kept the clean sheet at the entry. Did you know what? The game he kept the clean sheet at the end. That's all that mattered, and that won him the bonus point, which was fair play.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Verbruggen, a good pick in goal. Darius, I mean, I was very close to bringing him in. It was between him and Canada for me the other week when I made my
I rang up Marge Simpson and basically said, can you lend me Bart Simpson for the day? And they said, yeah, we can give him a week off. So they showed up, got a bonus point, kept the clean sheet. And I was like, happy days. I was like, that's why I bought him, for these fixtures where I didn't want to play Sanchez. I played Bart Simpson, and Bart Simpson thankfully wasn't filming The Simpsons. He was playing for the FPL D-Unit team and keeping me a nice clean sheet and a bonus point.
He does rotate very well with Sanchez, doesn't he, as well? I should have done it myself like 5 or 6 weeks ago, I think. But I didn't want to spend that extra money on a keeper, like taking Dubravka out and putting extra money in a keeper that I was not going to play much.
Okay, here's a little poll. How many times we're going to mute Darius this stream? Let us know. 1, 2, 3, or just kick him off. Number 3. Yeah, so, I mean...
I voted for kick him off.
I mean, the one good thing that happened for me today is Minter didn't start, because I had him in, and I mean, Darius, you did call that one, didn't you, yesterday? You said he wouldn't start, despite the manager saying he had a dead leg and they'd see how he got on. I mean, is there any other FPL assets from Brighton? I mean, Rutter's not exactly consistent, is he? I mean, if he was going to do well, it was my differential as well, wasn't he? It was probably going to be today.
He was.
He's not. Would you consider him as an FPL option, Darius?
No. No. And the fact that you didn't bring him in and he was FPL Review's next pick behind Sade says it all, really. I don't know what else that we can say.
Stop giving my secrets away.
Is that how he picks his differentials? Goes on review and finds out the highest ranked under.
Yeah. Sometimes 3 weeks ago, and then he's picked Jorginho Ruta. Come on, Trig. Surely you've waited.
Sometimes I do, but Darius, you were actually so persistent this week. I didn't even have time to do that. I just looked at who Brighton played. So it looked at who Burnley were playing and just chose the first player sort of attacker that was under 5%. Craig, any Brighton players you want to pick out? There's not really any.
Van Heck's pretty good. I captained him today in Fantasy Challenge. I captained him.
Oh, nice.
You got double points for clean sheets in the challenge, so I put the armband on him.
Yeah, he's fairly popular, actually, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
at least in the community.
So I think he got DEFCONs as well at the end there, didn't he? So he's probably on like 8 points.
Yeah, so Kyle's saying he had Van Heck there, yeah. Well done if you had Van Heck or Verbruggen. Me and Trig had neither. Right. Okay, well, this has got to be... is this an upset? I've got to say it's got to be, isn't it?
I called it on the I called it, didn't I? I said that Wolves are going to get the first win of the season.
I will agree with you. I will agree with you then. Oh yeah, and they got the draw against Man United. This is actually a bit. They've doubled their points in 2 game weeks, haven't they?
And they really good against Liverpool the other week as well. So
they were, yeah.
And what about Mane? 4.5 million striker, goal, assist, bonus points, nearly DEFCONs as well, I think. And he's only 4.5 million.
Yeah, no relation to the old Mane of Liverpool, I'm assuming. Like cousins or something. I don't know.
Heard it was the
All right,
same
so
bloke. They just put him in the what do you call it, the time machine, and sent him back a couple of years, and then we've got the young version of Mane again.
We've got the young version who can actually score a goal. So he can. Do you remember how big he was? One game week last year where everyone said buy him. He can, and then he was absolutely rubbish when he did. I think he might have got injured or sent off. So he's got a goal along with how do I say this on Trig?
Wang.
Chan.
No, Arias, isn't it? That your favourite from pre-season.
Oh, Arias,
that's it. And Mane.
Oh, he scored. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he can. And Mane with assists. Bonus points for Mane 3, Bueno 2, Arias 1. And then defensive contributions for, I'm assuming Mane's not forward, so he's not going to get them.
no.
Bowen.
Yeah,
Bowen
exactly.
and Walker Peters. That would be it, wouldn't it? I was wondering how Bowen got 4 points.
I think there's
So jammy this game would go.
midfielder as
Sorry,
well.
Trig.
I don't know if Walker Peters is
He's a defender, isn't he?
Midfielder this season.
He's a left back or a right back. Yeah, thoughts on this one, lads. I mean, Wolves obviously with a very convincing win. Well done to them. You're not going to look at any of those for your FPL team, are you?
Well, you might look at Mane. If you're looking at downgrading Ekatike. Oh, Creepy Jr.
How much did you say was
as well today, though. 4.5 million.
4.5. Yeah, Krupe Jr. did, didn't he?
Yeah, you're probably not looking at any of them. You certainly shouldn't be looking at West Ham assets if I have a look at this game. They're in danger of being relegated, aren't they?
Yeah, well, serious danger if they're losing 3-0 to Wolves. Any knee jerk on Bowen given this defeat, Darius? And he's got you the DEFCONs.
Yeah, he still returned. That's what it's about, Gary. At the end of the day, I mean, he might as well have got an assist, a yellow card, and the appearance points. So it's the same as that. So I'll take 4 points.
Isn't that the second time he's got DEFCONs?
Second time as a forward. Pretty good.
That's quite incredible, isn't it? Has any other forward done it? I can't think of any.
Broja got it last weekend for
okay.
midweek or last weekend for Burnley, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, Piquet are doing nothing, but I guess that's sort of what you expect after he got his returns last week, isn't it?
We didn't play, Gary, so it's pretty hard to do something when you don't show up.
Why didn't he play?
Because he was injured. I don't, like, legit, it's hilarious. If you ever look at all the transfers in this week, all these idiots went and followed the FPL cartel. They probably sold Rice to Paqueta, and Rice gets a 17-point and Paqueta is a no-show. Like, I'll be intrigued how much that transfer happened, because I feel like when I look at the FPL price changes at the end of the deadline stream, Paqueta was rising through the roof.
We can look at it.
And Rice was going down, but I feel like now everyone's going to be buying Rice because he's just literally delivered a 17-pointer, and everyone's realizing, oh my God, why the hell did I sell Rice when I'm an idiot, pretty much?
Well, actually, look, Rice to Rodgers was one of the most popular transfers out this week. Third most popular, 2.75. I mean, that's going to hurt, isn't it? I mean, he was an injury day, wasn't he?
Right. Yeah, it was, but there was as soon as it came out that Rice had traveled with the squad, he was playing. For me, as soon as that news came through, I had full belief that he was going to play, which is why I never even considered benching him. And then, like, you just know Arteta's just he talks the biggest pile of bullshit when it comes to press conferences, and I think I've worked out Arteta when he's sitting there spilling absolute garbage out of his mouth, you know that literally the opposite's happening. So if Rice is like the swelling hasn't gone down, the swelling has gone down and he's fit. That's essentially what Arteta's saying, that you got to read between the lines of Arteta. He doesn't tell you the truth. He tells you the opposite. As soon as people realize that, they'll stop selling Rice and play him like the D-Unit did and get 17 points out of it.
Yeah, Clyde said he was the most sold player last week. So, yeah, well.
Be the most bought this week.
All right, let's move on to the game that I really don't want to talk about. Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 3. Evan Nilsson and Croupier Jr. with Bournemouth's goal and assist for Cook. I don't know if you've picked up from this stream, that Declan Rice may have scored 2 goals and also 1 for Gabriel. Assist for Saka, Odegaard and Martinelli. Bonus points, 3 Rice, 2 Evan Nelson, 1 Odegaard. It's quite tight, that one, isn't it? For second and third. And defensive contributions for Hill, Zubamendi, Rice, and Gabriel. Oh, look at Timber there.
Timber on 9.
Just missing out. How annoying. Just to rub it in for me. Just to rub it in. So,
they got lucky last week, the Timber owners, didn't they? With the Villa
they
goal.
did, Trig. They did.
What do you mean luck? What do you mean luck? Who wants, Trig, do you want to give your thoughts on this one before Darius goes on another rant?
Annoying game. Always just managed to win, don't they? I was hoping Bournemouth were going to win this game. And yeah, really ridiculous mistake from Gabriel led to the first goal for Bournemouth. But yeah, Rice is definitely kind of. I mean, I was going to bring him in this week, but I couldn't. I mean, I just could not with the uncertainty over him starting or not. But very frustrating, actually, Arteta. He really is. He's it shouldn't even be allowed. How can you have press conferences where you're allowed to just stand there and lie with no repercussions? In American sport, it's all above board. Premier League, it's just an absolute shambles.
Yeah, he's trying
it is what it is, I guess.
His outside or out calculate his opposition manager. I mean, I guess that's the argument you give, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, but I mean, what's the point of having these things if they're just going to do that? And yeah, Saka 1 assist. I mean, I'm just looking forward to taking him out for Palmer in a few weeks and probably replacing Foden with Rice or one of that type. I mean, he's there as a placeholder. He hasn't been good all season, has he, really, Saka?
No.
He's always doing this, isn't he? 1 assist. Not 7, 8, 5, 6 points.
And you know, the fact he keeps doing that, it's just that little sliver that stopped us selling him. You know what I mean? I mean, Darius, you said me and Trig should have got rid of him for Rice ages ago, didn't you? Do you want to lord it over us?
Yeah, well, I've been saying for ages that Rice is the best Arsenal asset by a country mile. Like, it's not hard to work out. If you look at Rice's points,
Gabriel's the best.
Since last season, since Rice started taking set pieces, Rice has been the best Arsenal asset by a country mile. Clear of Gabriel, clear of Saka, clear of everyone. And that's essentially what happened today. Rice just said, you know what? Hold your beer, Gary. Saka's shit. Timber's shit. Gabriel's shit. Rice is elite. He is the golden goat pick, as Trig would call it, the golden goat pick. It's been staring everyone in the face for 19 game weeks, and he's literally sat there and just said, you know what? If you haven't cottoned on now, I'm going to drop a 17 point on your ass so you understand that I am the GOAT pick this season in FPL.
Yeah, I mean, Trigger, you're holding on from Saka to Palmer in a couple of weeks then? You're going to keep holding him for now? So.
It depends, doesn't it, on Palmer? But that's why I haven't gotten rid of Saka so far. I want to have the option there too. You know, he hasn't done too badly, Saka. He's doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
you could argue that Rice and Saka isn't a bad way to go, which is what I was actually going to do this week. But yeah.
That's what I had, Trig. I had Rice and Saka, and originally my triple Arsenal was Rice, Saka, and Gabriel, and I was quite happy with that. And the problem is that Saka is returning almost every week. The problem is his returns are not very big. So, like, for 10.3 mil, you're getting on average about a 5 to 6 points per week, which, when you think about the money you're investing there, feels a bit meh that you're only getting that amount of points back when there's other players that are potentially lower price that are getting more points. I think that's where the problem is that people sit there and go, I should be getting double figure hauls from a bloke that costs 10.3 million. And I think that's half the problem. But when you look at the other midfielders at the moment, there's not many that are that consistent. So maybe Saka is actually okay based on that.
That's why he hasn't seen such big sales, because people haven't needed the money yet. But once Palmer gets up to speed, I think we're going to see Saka's going to get absolutely hammered. Everybody's going to go Saka to Rice.
I know
but Rice isn't that much cheaper now, is he? He's not that much cheaper, Rice.
He's about 7.5. Yeah, you think Saka, someone his age,
Rice is 7.1
in a week.
Saka is 10.3. There's 3.2 million in difference. It's a big difference.
That's massive. You think Saka would be able to play 2 games in a week? I mean, there's got to be something there, isn't there, Trig? I mean, I know he's had a lot of injury problems, but
it's fair enough. That's the first rest he's had for a while. Madueke's got to play some games, hasn't he?
No, he was benched a couple of weeks ago. Remember him? Yeah, I'm sure him and Timber were benched a few weeks ago in the same game.
Yeah, so Saka, apparently someone put it in the WhatsApp chat before. Shout out to those people there, because I wasn't aware of this. But apparently every time Arsenal play 3 games in a game week, Saka's benched and won.
Yeah. There's got to be something underlying there.
That makes a bit of sense now that he got benched in this game, because he obviously started the last 2 and then this is the 3rd and he got benched.
Yeah, I mean, I guess now we're coming out. I mean, obviously we've got another game week on Tuesday, but then there's not going to be another double game week for a while, is there? It's in what I mean by double game. It's 2 games in a Premier League games in a week, anyway. But they're already pretty much through in the Champions League, aren't they? If not already through. So, but yeah, it's probably so. I mean, lads, would you say I've got to? This is what I'm thinking. I've got to basically get Gabriel in this week. You know what I mean? Like, unless I've got like 2 injuries, I've got to go there. And also for anyone else who's not got him in yet.
Yeah, I think so. Because of the price rises and the fact he's a season keeper. So the longer you wait, the more you saddle your team with a bad value, don't you? So
I just wish
I'd done it last night. This week. Everyone who hasn't got him is just going to go Saka to Rice and somebody to Gabriel.
Yeah.
And they're going to be huge transfers in again this week. He's already went up twice last week, I think.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't get him. You don't normally expose yourself to this type of risk. And
honestly, Trig, if I'd have done, because we were streaming last night, you know, we don't usually stream on a Friday. I would have sat there for an hour and I'd have worked out. But partly because we were streaming and partly because I had to be up early, I didn't go through my normal process. And that's why I woke up at 6 a.m. and thought, why didn't you do it last night? You know what I mean? I know it's an excuse. The same, you know, you can say anything's an excuse in FPL. But lads, anything else you want to say about today's games before we have a look at our teams, which I'm sure Darius will be desperate to get onto?
No, actually, to talk about the football today, like, it's weird because obviously we had the New Year's Day games where we had 4 games and there was 2 goals in 4 games. Like 2 goals in 4 games. 3 0-0s, like on the first day of the new year. Basically going to show that maybe too many blokes went out on the piss the night before and just couldn't be asked. A bit like what Trig looks like at the moment in Gary, like literally sitting there because they're a bit nonplussed.
I'm fresh-faced. I've been on a naked walk all day.
They wanted to bring in Rice, but Trig was too hungover to figure out that, you know, that apparently Arteta lies, but he hasn't worked that out yet because he obviously has got a bit of a hangover. And then the D-Unit saw right through it. Got up for the PubCast, drove 6 hours, had no time to think and thought, you know what? We're just going to roll the team and bring in Gabriel.
Mute number 1. Okay, we'll get back to that poll in a minute. Trig, do feel free. I'm going to give you, I don't actually know if you can do it, but if you want to mute him at any time, you know, just let me know, mate, and I'll do it.
I think
let's go.
You know, it's easy to start him if you own him, but it would have been much harder to actually bring him in this week, I think, wouldn't it? I mean, it put me whether Darius would have brought him in or not this week if he didn't already own him. I doubt it somehow.
No, probably not. All right.
Back to number 1.
I'm gonna have to unmute him. Before I say it, Greg, I'll just refresh this to make sure it is completely up to date. Darius, despite this good game week, he's still he points is behind me. He's still about, give or take, 75 points behind me, about 84 points behind you. I think before we unmute him, we should just point that out. But I will let him.
He's caught up a little bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, the dude is coming. I told you, Gary. 10 points.
He's unrealised he can unmute himself. Damn.
10 points a week. 10 points a week. I'm coming. I told Gary I reckon give me 10 weeks and I'll catch his ass. And the proof is in the pudding. It's coming. I've closed.
But then I beat you by 20 points last week.
Yeah, but 5 points. On average, Gary, I'm going to claw you in 37-5 at the moment. It's not looking good for you this week.
Right. Let me read for your team, Darius, and then I'll let you go on your rant, whatever you know. 1.6 million, which I'm assuming is your highest rank of the season so far. Roberto 7, Gabriel 9, O'Reilly, Tarkowski still to play, as well as Cunha, Wilson, and Foden. Rice 17, Ekiteke still to play. Bowen 4, Haaland cap. Go on, man. Tell us how brilliant you are.
Yeah, I tell you what. I mean, I was sitting there on the deadline stream trying to work out who I wanted to bench, who I wanted to play. Before I went into the deadline stream, I was playing Mukiele and Wirtz. So it'll be interesting to see how well this plays out tomorrow. But I ended up bringing in Wilson instead and playing O'Reilly instead of Mukiele. But based on the fact that today's gone so well, I can't see anything else other than a green arrow. Like, I've got so many points coming into the team already. Like, this is a green arrow. You don't even have to worry about tomorrow. It's a green arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't
That's all you know. And I'm going to make 10 points at least on Gary this week, comfortably.
Well, I've still got all my team to play apart from 2. I will say that.
So essentially, you've got to make 32 points from 2 players to get even with me. I just can't see it happening, Gary.
I mean, obviously, we're doing a podcast on Monday to review the next game. Have you got any early thoughts, Darius, about what I'm guessing you're on 1 free transfer with? I can't remember.
Yep. 1 free transfer. That's all I've got. So I bought in Gabriel for Dallo. So that already looks like it's probably going to pay itself off. Pretty good move, that one, I'd say. Plus 7 points, I'm predicting probably. It might even be plus 8 because I think Leeds win tomorrow against Man United. The only thing, it'll be interesting to see how well it goes. It'll be interesting to see if I've got the calls correct that I think O'Reilly starts and he outscores Mukiele, and whether I think that Wirtz is benched and Wilson outscores him. That's what it's going to come down to tomorrow. But otherwise, I think I could be on track for another 100-pointer here pretty comfortably.
Do you remember a time earlier in the season where D-Unit was saying anyone who bought Gabriel in was a cheap? Do you remember that? And he's gone straight to him. I mean, he's not really living by his principles, is he?
He's got a very template team here, hasn't he? Very template indeed. Tarkowski, Cunha, Foden, Ekiteke,
O'Reilly.
Yeah.
That's not template.
I don't know who he started copying that has suddenly led to his massive improvement, but we'll find out.
I think I just got ahead of the curve, Trig. I got ahead of the curve. That's what it was. I finally started seeing the football for what it was and realized what team, and I said that today. I was like, originally, today, I was so stuck because, I don't like Wirtz. I don't like Cunha's picks, and I probably don't like Ekiteke as well. But I looked at the fixtures and I go, the teams that I would want to target, I don't trust. Like Newcastle, I've got no trust in them. West Ham, I said before, no trust. Bowen getting 4 points is quite jammy, let's be fair. I'm not going to sit there and
captained him.
Well, yeah, I mean, he would have got 4 points, double 4. I mean, in reality, and lots of people selling Foden. Like this week, I don't understand how Rice has dropped in price. Just a bunch of idiots not realizing he's a great pick. And I can tell you what, Phil Foden's going to drop an all-timer tomorrow as well. Phil Foden's going to dominate Chelsea tomorrow. He's going to return, and people are like, why did I sell him? That's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of pain tomorrow for people that sold those 2 players.
All right, that's enough of his team, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, let's move on to Trig, who is, we will have a look at the other podcast loads as well, but Trig, who is on bottom, obviously, this week. So Trig is, you can up on a green arrow, 152k, the Brefco 1, Gabriel 9, Virgil Tarkowski still to play, Anderson 4, Kirky, Foden, Haaland all still to play, Haaland cap, Saka 4, Cunha and Thiago still to play. Yeah, talk us through it, man. And what were your moves? You got Kirky in there, is that right?
Yeah, I did Gabriel in for O'Reilly and Turkey in for Wirtz, who I don't think is going to play tomorrow. I've got a bit of a hamstring issue. Wasn't very good in the last match anyway. And I mean, I played Dubravka over Sanchez, thinking I've got 3 City attackers. I may as well go for it and bench Sanchez. So if he does keep a clean sheet, I'm dead this week regardless with those 3 attackers. So I played Dubravka. Hope for a bit more than 1 point, to be fair, but he didn't even make 3 saves. At least Sanchez probably will, won't he? Sanchez will probably end up getting more points. But obviously Gabriel did well. And Turkey, like I said, I was looking at Rice because I wanted Rice because I knew I was going to take Saka out in a few weeks. But I just couldn't bring him in without injury hanging over him. The other ones I looked at were Gordon and Kudos, the one you brought in. I didn't fancy Kudos. Tottenham have been rubbish for a long time now, and Kudos has done nothing since the first 6 weeks of the season. So I don't know if Thiago is going to start or not. So yeah, not too bad, I guess.
Just look at the poll results, Trig. How many times will Gary mute Darius in his stream? One time 15%, 2 9%, 3 36%. Most popular one seems to be just kick him off 39%. So see you later, Darius, mate. Right, off he's gone.
You better get him back quick.
We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back. But do let us. If on the next time I check this poll, it's still that way, maybe I will get rid of him. Yeah. Any early thoughts on what you're going to do, Jake?
Save, I think. Hopefully I can save. I've only got 2 free transfers left now, so I want to get back up to 3 or 4 again. The team's looking good for next week, so yeah, I'll just save. I mean, that's the thing. Once you get Gabriel in that in, I'm not going to go mental for Rice just because he scored a brace. I just save this week, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, because usually I know Darius is going to go, but usually when he does something like that, then he goes on his string of 3s, 4s, maybe 5s. You know what I mean? He's not going to probably get another. Then again, my logic last night for not bringing Gabriel in is he's not going to score again, is he? So
well, they're playing Liverpool
I'm
next
wrong,
week, aren't they? So.
Yeah.
Liverpool are rubbish at set pieces, so I wouldn't be surprised if Gabriel gets a header and Rice gets a corner assist. Well, hopefully it's a Saka assist from the corner.
Yeah, what was the stat you come up with? I told Steve that when we were out today. What was it? The 3 worst teams conceding from set pieces were Arsenal's next 3 fixtures, including today.
Oh, are they?
Well, yeah, apparently. I think I can't remember who the other team are. Liverpool and Forest, is it, Darius? Can you remember, mate?
Yeah. It's Burnley. Man United are up there as well for conceding set pieces. There's a lot of teams. Unfortunately, the football this season has been primarily based about like set piece FC, which is why Arsenal have done so well, and because they're so good at it. And also, FYI, this is really interesting. So Rice and Saka have both got the exact same attacking returns this season. They've both scored 4 goals each. They've both scored 7 assists each. Rice has smashed him in DC. So yeah, literally the same player for 3.2 million less. Like, it's a pretty no-brainer transfer, to be fair.
Okay. All right. Let's have a look. Where's the screen? My team. So just 5 points. Down to 230k. Kelleher, Vandenberg, Hall still to play. Timber 1. Szoboszlai, Kudos, Cunha, Foden still to play. Saka 4, Ekateke and Haaland Cap still to play. So, yeah, and lads, I'm going to say to you what we did before the stream. I had a lovely nature walk today where I interviewed, me and Steve had a chat. I made a video with him about why he's quit why he quit FPL. And he said to me, one of the reasons was getting annoyed when, you see Gabriel scored in this case and it affects your emotions. So I got home and Gabriel had scored and I thought, you know what? I'm not quitting FPL. I'm just going to take it with a pinch of salt and get on with things. So I'm honestly not gonna. I'm honestly actually not that annoyed, which is it's good that I had such a nice day because otherwise this stream would have been very horrible. But I mean, I've already said, I got Kudos in last night for who did I get him in for? Minter. Minter didn't start. To be honest with you, I now think Kudos was a stupid transfer in. I should have got Gabriel in. I could have afforded it last night. You know, it is what it is. Darius, go for it, mate. Kick me while I'm down.
Well, I just sit there. I just look at your team going like last week. Me and Trig were both telling you the slob, dirty dom 2-point unit is just not worth the transfer, and yet you wasted a transfer on that. Then this week you've wasted a transfer on Kudos, and I just sit there and I go, stop following what FPL Review is telling you to do, because it's leading you down a path where the
tells me to do.
D-Unit's going to eat your points up for fun. Like, look at this week in case in point. I'm going to make up 30 points on you this week. I might be in front of you in this. Gary originally, folks,
Mutant number 2.
betted that he thought that the D-Unit wouldn't overtake him within 6 weeks. I tell you what, if he keeps playing like this and picking these review picks, I'll overtake him in 4 based on what we're seeing at the moment.
Craig, on to someone sensible. I should have listened to you last night, because last night you told me, and this is the exact move I'm probably going to make this week now, to go down from Minter to a defensive midfielder, an Anderson or whoever, and upgrade Timber. And I think possibly that's what I'm going to end up doing this week now, because I really don't know, Tavernier, someone cheaper, or I could get rid of Ekateke and go down there to Bowen, but I'm really not sure. I mean, we've still got a couple of days to think about, haven't we, mate? What would be your thoughts on
how many transfers have you got?
2, and I've got zero in the bank.
Only 2 transfers. Well, I'd take out Szoboszlai and go down to somebody and get Gabriel in for Timber.
So you could
do sack of the rice, and maybe don't get rid of Timber, get rid of Van der Berg or one of the other ones.
Who's on your bench? We can't see your bench.
Bench is
Anderson,
Lacroix.
Oh God, help the Lord!
Well, do you not like Anderson?
First bench to come off the bench. Oh, it just gets worse, doesn't it, Trig?
You don't like whacking Anderson.
Same bench.
Someone said in the chat, Gary. Look at the chat. Someone said in the chat, this team needs a wild card. I agree. This team needs a wild card, folks. He's lost the plot.
Yeah, right, no, you could do sack of the rice and
yeah, I could do. But it's like you said, I like him as my placeholder for Palmer.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once you spread the funds around, it makes him harder to get, doesn't it? And then you're left with all these middling defenders like Szoboszlai, Kudos, Rice,
Anderson,
all the cheap ones, and then you can't get an expensive one in. You won't be able to get Fernandez back either.
Yeah, one of my biggest mistake, I think, so far over
following review.
I've got so much
paying for a subscription.
I'm going to mute him now. That's muting free, chat. One more and he's kicked off. It's too much. I've got too much money in defense. On Vanderberg 4.5, Timber whatever he is 6.4, Hall 5.3, Anderson 4.6, the Lacroix 5.1. It's too much. It's too much money in defense, isn't it, Joe?
You think?
I think
three of them. Problem as well. You got too much in attack, if you ask me. But let's have a look.
I've just got the wrong players, haven't I?
Yeah, Lacroix. I mean, I'm looking at getting rid of Lacroix because he's about 5 million and he's got terrible fixtures. Yeah, I don't know what you should do, really, to be honest. You put yourself in a bit of a hole where it's quite difficult for you to actually get Gabriel now, isn't it?
I know. The worst thing I think that happened was getting those 5 free transfers. I was at 88k or something before we got those, and they've just
how many got left, Gary?
I know, and you had to waste all yours, didn't you, beforehand? Because you knew you were getting 5 extra, and everyone else would have been in a right mess now without those transfers, and you would have been sitting there looking good.
Trig, I've got to. What do you think tomorrow? I reckon tomorrow night we're going to be sitting there enjoying a Tarkowski 17-pointer, and Gary's going to be enjoying 3 points off Kelleher and Vandenberg. What do you reckon?
I reckon Hall might get benched. Do his hamstring.
I reckon Gary's team could have a D-Units week last week. This team literally could score 29 points this week. Like, it is that bad.
Can we do another poll? All right. Okay, right. I'm going to get rid of that one. Although kick him off is 40%. Of course, I'm not going to kick Darius off. He's
probably going to score now. We've been slugging him off for 2 weeks non-stop. But
let's do this. Let's do this one. Is D-Unit? I'm going to put us both in Trig. Going to overtake Gary and Trig by the end of the season.
Well, we know that Trig and Gary, when Gary's writing this out, they're going to be worried about the D-Unit coming. So Trig's going to go into defensive mode and start trying to pick the players I'm going to pick.
I'm not worried about you, mate. Don't worry about that.
Unit's mind, because I'm too much of a maverick in my own head to let alone be able to work out where the hell I'm going to go. So he'll probably go for a player I'm going to sell, and then I'll just overtake him.
Mind you, Brentford keep a clean sheet. Gary's looking good this week.
Let us know.
It's a clean sheet as well.
Is D-Unit going to overtake us by the end of the season? Yes, no. Who's D-Unit? Although, if you're watching this, you probably will know who he is. Let's be fair. But all right, shall we move on to the lads who are not on tonight? But
it's really weird.
Kanji.
Just really quickly, Gary, before you go there. Like, I look at the league table, right? So, like, at the moment, Nick's on top with like 1,168. And I'm like, 100 points is nothing over 19 weeks. Like, it can easily be.
You're right.
It can be. I could make 100 points up in about 5 weeks if I get a really good 5-week heater with really good differentials. You can make that up. I've seen people do it.
Manager who doesn't captain Dallo. Yeah, you'd be right. You just got to stop. You've got to continue with your sheepish moves, like getting Gabriel in this week, and resist the D-Unit impulse to captain Dallo.
In fairness, I did.
This is coming before he votes. Before I vote, will captain Darius again? Will Darius captain Dallo again? This is the sort of thing you need to think about.
No, because he'll never be in my team again, Cole. That was a 1-week wonder play, and it was a shit play. And I blame Ruben Amorim. I hate watching Dallo play, but the long throw seems to be effective. And Amorim fooled me by playing a back four for 1 week, and I thought, we actually look pretty good in a back four. What does he do against Wolves? Oh, we're going to match Wolves because they're the bottom team in the league with 2 points. So, yeah, why not? Let's just match Wolves with our formation because I'm an idiot and I don't know how to play football. That's essentially what Amorim did in that game, and I fell for it. So that's on me. But, yeah, that was probably my most stupidest decision this season. But I wasn't punished because I was brave, and the FPL got up there, thought, you know what? We're going to reward a little bit of bravery this week. We're not going to punish this shit out of you.
I think you need to be more worried about Nightmare catching you up, Darius, and you catching us up, because his team looks like it's going to outscore yours this week.
Exactly. Listen, let me read that.
This week, Trig, what are you on about? I'm always catching him.
Right, let's read through Nightmare's team. So he's got Henderson still to play, Gabriel 9. He's basically had the 2 big players, isn't he? O'Reilly, Hall, Tarkowski still to play, Rice 17, Cunha Foden still to play, Ekateke, Voltamade, and Harlan Cap. I mean, pretty good team, Darius. Quite similar to yours.
There's a reason why me and Nightmare are going up the rankings of late, because we've actually got good teams and we're not following.
The reason you and Nightmare are bottom of the league and have been all.
Well, yeah, we're unlucky. I feel like if me and Nightmare had read the start of the season better, we would probably be leading and we'd be in the top 10K. But unfortunately, we had a bad read on the players at the start of the year. So we got Nottingham Forest and Villa. Nottingham Forest and Villa were shit to start the year, and they're still shit. Well, Nottingham Forest is still shit. Villa is still. We're showing that we give Trig the FPL GOAT, who's got the top 35K finish, top 35 finish in the world. We give Gary a head start, and look at them. They're getting reeled in. They're getting reeled in week to week that we are catching. At one point, Gary and Trig were about 150 odd points in front of us. Now it's within 100. So, like, the people at the top are panicking. They're being protective of their rank, and they're getting reeled in by the Mavericks that just like, you know what? Who cares about who they own? I'm coming with the points, baby, and that's essentially what's happening.
FPL Nightmare, Darius. Talk about his team.
He's
Talk
coming.
about you.
He's coming. Look at him. I mean, in fairness, if I was Nightmare, I would have sold Voltamata like last week. I think it was pretty clear he was going to get benched last week for Vissar. Outside of that, I feel like if I was him, I would have sold Voltamata for DCL Unit, who I reckon will 100% bang tomorrow. If he doesn't, I'm gifting 5 memberships during the live watch along. Make sure you join for that because I will gift them if he doesn't score against United. I'm pretty confident he will. And then he's got Henderson and Hall in the same game. Like, I don't see that game finishing 0-0. So I reckon they're all blanking. I actually think all 3 of those players will blank tomorrow. That's my gut feel. Outside of that, though, the team looks amazing. And like a bit like me, he's got the 2 Arsenal assets you need to own. Gabriel, Rice. They are the 2 must-own Arsenal assets. If you haven't got them, if you haven't got them in your team, the best advice I can give, go out there now, spend your transfers, buy them in your team. Ignore the rest. Ignore the sucker. Ignore the cartel about the Palmer hype and whatever. Palmer's barely playing 70 minutes. Rice sits there and drops a 17-pointer. Palmer doesn't even know what that looks like since about 2 years ago at this point.
Trig, what's your thoughts on Nightmare's team while I quickly pop for my...
what's his face is on? Roberto's on. We've seen Nightmares now.
Roberto's, okay. So Roberto's got...
Nightmare was going to take a -12.
Pickford's got... Well, he's only had 1 player play. Watkins with 7. Pickford, Gavardio, O'Brien, Cal, Wilson, Gordon, Foden, Neto, Watkins 7, Voltamade, Haaland, Cap. Take it away, Trig.
Interesting team, isn't it? This is what I call a differential team, not like Darius and Nightmare, whose teams are all both identical and look like they've been made by Solio. So look, they left me on my own, the pricks. Right, so Chow, not a bad pick. O'Brien could be decent. I haven't seen many O'Briens. And it's hard on your own, isn't it? Right, Neto, complete waste of time. Apparently, half the reason Maresca got the sack was because people in charge want to phase out Neto and replace him with Esteval. So we're going to see a lot more of Esteval going forward, I think, who could well be the best Chelsea pick. So Gordon, I nearly got Gordon this week. I think I'm going to go as well and put the bloody cat here. You reckon I should do that, Peeps? You lot can talk to the cat for 5 minutes because, you know, I'm the one who should have a dodgy bladder, not those 2. Man, I had to drink last. Anyway, so Pickford, very good pick. Voltamade probably won't start, to be fair, will he? And here he is. You can take over, Darius. It's hard work. I tell you, I can talk for hours on my own videos, but when I'm on live like this, I just can't. I can't cope.
Yeah, I don't know what I think about Roberto's team this week. I think he's going to be like Gary. I think he's going to be reeled in by me and Nightmare. Well, he's going to survive this week, but he's definitely going to be conceding points to us. I look at the triple Newcastle and I sit there and I go, I looked at the fixtures today, Trig, and I looked at buying Gordon myself. I looked at buying Bruno G back in. I just have no faith in that team. Like, I've watched them and they're either crap or they're middling. They're never good. Like this season, they haven't been good. They haven't been like, I know they scored 3 goals against Burnley, but it's Burnley. Outside of that, when was the last time we saw Newcastle smack a team? It was a very long time ago, I feel. And for that reason, it's just hard to, I don't know. For me, I just can't get excited about Newcastle assets. Ever since I owned the double Newcastle defense, I want to just forget that I owned double Newcastle defense for 6 weeks and it returned in 1. Now, like, I've got them up there with Nottingham Forest for like just the voids because I just feel like they've just been trolling me this season.
Hello. Shall we have a look at Kanji's team? So I'm going to say, lads, we had a few comments yesterday on yours two treatment of Kanji. Like, how can this young lad, he's coming on this podcast, taking abuse. To be fair, even I was called into it. Do you have an apology for Kanji and your Slobberslide Liverpool attacked last night, gentlemen.
No,
Well, how
I
many
do not.
points did he
He's
get?
shit. He's the shittest pick in the game. Like, I don't know why people are buying him. He's 2-point dirty Dom, like any idiot. And like, literally, hold on, I'm going to pull it up. Bear with me, because I really want to emphasize the point about why he's such a shit pick. I'll let Trig talk for a second while I pull it up, and I'll share the screen for Gary.
Okay. Good.
What are we talking about? Szoboszlai? We might not be a shit pick.
Szoboszlai.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried he is actually going to score and we're going to look stupid. But
Look, he went to Alderete.
I looked at his stats yesterday, like on Understat, and he's like on about the 5th page. He's like, I think he's got 1 goal, 1 assist all season. And then you compare him with somebody like Rice, and you think, why would anyone have Szoboszlai in their team? And it's just ridiculous. Why would you, really? Liverpool are just rubbish at the moment.
Okay, let's have a look through Kenny's teams.
Full amount favourites for tomorrow's game.
So he's on 14 minus 4, Raya on 1, Gabriel on 9, Hall and Alderete still to play, Kudos, Foden, Cunha, Szoboszlai, Saka 4, Thiago and Haaland cap. I'm assuming he had Kudos and Alderete were his transfers in, because I'm pretty sure he didn't have them last night. I don't know who he got rid of, though. Craig,
did he already have Gabriel before?
He did. He got Gabriel in before all of us. He got Gabriel in the weekend before another.
Why is he taking a -4?
He's gone Verts to Kudos because he had Verts, didn't he? And then he's gone a defender. I don't know who he's gone for Alderete. I can't remember who he had in defence. And then he's got Anderson, Richards. Oh, Richards isn't flagged now. And Obi on the bench. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this team?
Rubbish hit. I mean,
What did you do the -4 for? What was his hit for?
Kudos.
We don't know. He got Kudos in for Verts, but I don't know who he got Alderete in for.
Oh, O'Reilly.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
wow.
Right.
Oh, dear. Right. Oh, dear. Why would you buy Alderete and Kudos when they play each other?
Well, I don't think it's so much that. I don't think that.
Well, it is. It's like you're guaranteed.
Still
like you're
stinking, Darius. It's one game week, but yeah, I don't know why he's got. I don't know why you take
them both. Then? Why would you play them both if you're going to take a hit and play them both against each other?
I don't know why you. I don't know why you take a hit to do that. That when you've got playing bench players.
He could have just done Verts to Kudos and left it at that, couldn't he?
I would have played Anderson over Szoboszlai, but he's going to get more points.
Yeah, he could have done actually because Kudos is less than Verts, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a waste of 4 points.
Yeah.
Gary, Gary, pull up that graphic I've just shared with you.
Okay, mate. I've got to get rid of this one.
That's Dirty Dom's last 10 weeks, folks. Can you see the points?
No,
there's 1 week
very small. I can hardly see it.
Yeah, I know. I can't bring up any higher. All you need to know, that's his last 10 weeks. He's got one return.
I can just go
one return.
I could just go to Dominic Szoboszlai on FPL.
He's done nothing the last 10 weeks. He's averaging 2.5 points per game over the last 10 weeks. Like, why anyone's bringing him in is just delusional. Like, I don't understand it.
They're going to rename this stream the anti-Szoboszlai stream at the minute. Darius, you do have a tendency, mate, to go on these, these hate rants. I mean, at least Wacky Anderson's getting a break, I guess. So yeah, here he is.
Yeah, Kanji's mad at. Kanji's mad at. I would have benched dirty 2-point Dom for dirty 3-point Anderson.
But he's got Anderson. I mean, he's got 0.33.
Double the points, baby.
But the way Solio and sorry, I apologise to the chat. I've not put that up on the screen. But he's got a combined XG of 0.33, and if you combine penalties in there, or is that what is actually combined?
Yeah, he's got no penalties, Gary, because Liverpool don't win any penalties. That's the problem.
Does it not give you the average XG combined?
Yeah, down the bottom, Gary. Down the bottom, 0.
Oh, is that
0 point? What is it there? There. I'm
This one.
using my mouse and it's your mouse.
In terms
Oh,
of
right, yes.
combined, he's
Yep.
about number 47th in the midfielders
Yeah.
table.
All right, but that's a return every 4 games.
Has he got one every 4 games?
No, but I'm saying, yeah, but you don't work on that logic, do you? There's no point in using XG if you work on that logic. He should have had 4 or 5 returns plus at the moment potential penalties.
He's a terrible finisher. That's what you need to read from this. He's a bit like what Trig says about Enzo Fernandez. I feel like Szoboszlai is a way worse version of Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez massively underperforms his XG every season, but he generally scores more goals than Szoboszlai. I've got Szoboszlai as a way worse version of Enzo Fernandez. I don't know if Trig agrees or not.
Yeah, he's even worse than Enzo. Much worse, I think.
Okay, lads, shall we have a quick look at who can hurt us? Actually, is it worth doing this? Because there's so many players playing tomorrow. We'll do it quickly. Players that are over 10%, 10% owned that can hurt you tomorrow. Is there anyone in my team? Foden, 75%. If you don't own him, but I think most people will. Cunha, 42%. These are top 10K ownerships. Etateke, 67.
Yeah. He's the one who's going to hurt me if they do well.
You've done right so far with him.
Yeah, I've done well avoiding him so far.
We've also got Thiago, Guehi. Apparently, Guehi, you have to wait. So, did a members? It wasn't members. It's a video that will become public in the week. Currently available to members. Why Steve-O of Elite FPL quit FPL, and Guehi was a big factor in that. O'Reilly, 20%. Virgil, 20%. There's so many, isn't there? Kirky, Bruno, G. I'm not going to read through them all. You can see them there on screen, or I'll be reading that for 5 minutes. I mean, there's a lot of players that can hurt me tomorrow, lads. It's not doing my mental health much good. I've got to be honest with you. Who are you most fearing there, Trig, of the players you don't own? Etateke, yeah?
Szoboszlai.
He's not there. He's not there. He's not above 10%.
Just the embarrassment level of it if he does actually get some points.
Oh, me and Kanji will be coming back. I mean, Kanji's a nice, polite boy, but I won't be.
Yeah, but not many players, really.
The
I mean, normally it's Arsenal that hurt me, but we've had that game already. So O'Reilly could be annoying for me because I just sold him.
Yeah. Should we have a quick look at tomorrow's games and let us know your thoughts? Darius, can you bring yourself to do a Man United Leeds watch along after Tuesday, mate?
It depends on whether Starlink and Streamlabs are emerging tomorrow. I've got to try and figure out. I think it's just hopefully it's a one-off day because I'm my video. I've been watching my video on this stream and it's been fine. So hopefully that's a sign that it might be a Streamlabs issue and hopefully it's fixed for tomorrow.
I've never had
the other day with mums as well, which is weird.
I've never had an issue with StreamYard before, which is the people listening is the service I use until tonight. I reckon they probably were on the same server. Maybe if you start it after this, it might have sorted itself out, mate. But
yeah, it was painful. It was painful. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, I mean, rather than I'm not going to predict which of these games are you most looking forward to tomorrow, and which one are you most fearing from an FPL perspective. I mean, I'd say mine would be the one I'm most looking forward to is Liverpool. So Ekateke and Szoboszlai can stick it to Darius and to a lesser extent Trig.
I've got Ekateke though.
Yeah,
I know, but I just wanted to stick it to you anyway.
Nice food from Van Dijk. Finally getting his bullet header.
Oh, settle down.
Yeah.
Who I'm worried about in that match, Anderson.
He's going to score a goal. Anderson's going to score a goal on the bench.
Liverpool can't defend set pieces. This is Anderson's haul.
It is. It's his moment. This is the moment where Anderson sits there and shits all over Virgil van Dijk. It'll be hilarious.
1-0 to Fulham. I think Leeds have beat United.
I agree. I think the DCL unit scores 100%.
Probably one each in the Everton match.
Nah, I think Everton keep a clean sheet, Trig. I think you're giving Brentford too much credit away from home.
Newcastle.
Darius, which one are you looking forward to the most? And which one are you fearing the most from an FPL perspective? I mean, you've had such a good game week. You're probably not going to you probably don't fear any, do you?
I think the best game of football out of tomorrow's games. If I look at those fixtures right now, the most boring will be Everton Brentford. There'll be one goal in that game at best. I think Spurs Sunderland will be very similar. I would not be surprised if that ended up 0-0. Those are the two games I'm like got no interest in watching. Leeds versus Man United has the capacity to be whatever. Like it could either be a Leeds flogging of Man United, it could be a Man United flogging of Leeds, or it could be an absolute barnstormer. Hopefully it's a barnstormer and it just whatever. Man City versus Chelsea could be either a 0-0 draw fest or an absolute shellacking for Chelsea. I don't see any middle ground in between. I think it's either a thrashing or a very even contest, and I think it's probably going to be a thrashing.
Well, Caicedo's out. That's a huge
loss. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Still out as well. And some of those players really liked Maresca, I think. So I can't see anything other than a City win, to be honest. Which is why I bent Sanchez for the first time this season. Hopefully not a mistake.
That's first time?
I think so. I might have played Dubravka once.
I'm very excited, though. But the best game I reckon to watch this weekend, though, is Fulham-Liverpool. Because we get the battle of dirty 3 or 4 point Anderson versus dirty 2 point Dom. And that just screams must-watch game of football. Also, I think that potentially Anderson will outscore Virgil van Dijk as well, which is just, who would have thought that at the start of the season, me uttering these words, that Anderson is probably a better pick than both Virgil van Dijk this week and Dominic Szoboszlai. You would have to have sat there and thought I was an absolute raving lunatic, but I actually think that I'm correct, and I think Anderson will outscore both of them.
Lads, we're going slightly less time than longer.
I'm looking forward to that City game the most, simply because it's the last game and I've got like 3 players in it. So
same.
You'll be laughing at Kirky as well, won't you, Trig? That was
if the attack goes well. I won't be laughing so much if O'Reilly does well.
Nico O'Reilly goal would hit like crack, I reckon, tomorrow.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it would, yeah. Like a Gabriel dagger to my heart, gentlemen, today. Lads, I'm gonna wrap up because I've had a very long day. So we are going to be doing a pubcast on Monday at 6 o'clock to preview game week 21. Do remember there is another midweek. It's like the last reminiscences of the new year in it games before we get back to sort of normal stuff, which Craig, Darius, and Kanji will be joining before. We'll be doing a lock-in next week. There aren't any games next Saturday. I'm thinking that we'll probably do that. Well, Craig's on, Darius and I, as early thoughts video with. Oh no, you're on that one, Darius. With Darius and Roberto, and then the lock-in. That's the one you're not on, Darius. The next week, which will be.
What? I'm not on the lock-in. What do you mean?
You are on the lock-in. You are on the lock-in. Now I'm getting confused. You're on the lock-in with Roberto, and then the pubcast the next week. That's the one you're not on in. Not next week, the week after, where we'll be joined by the rarely seen Roberto again. Have you noticed when he comes on, he tends to be twice in a row, doesn't it? And then he'll just disappear for a month. And FPL Nightmare. But lads, let me know. Where can we find you? Trig?
Trig Talks FPL on YouTube. I won't be doing a Saturday review today, I think, because there's only been 4 matches. And I'm not reviewing it. So I just do it all
review
tomorrow.
the D-Unit's team, Trig. Best content creator out there this week. Well, it's why are you not doing it?
Have you said, I'll give a shout out to Kieran, FPL Discomfort, who's come on a few times. You've seen he's in the top, well, at least until the start of the game. He was in the top 1K of the double pivot. Doing very well. He's doing very well. We'll have to get him on again, podcast at some point, just to let us know how he's doing it. Darius, my dear friend, where can we find you?
You can catch me chasing down Gary and Trig for the rest of the season, folks, because I feel like the chase is on. The bottling job. It's like, you know, when you look back at football and like you can guarantee a few things in life: death, taxes, Arsenal bottling the league, and in this case, Trig and Gary bottling beating the unit, who's coming at a rate of knots behind them.
I forgot about that. All right, let's have a look at the poll. Okay, let's end it. Well, I've got to say, you must have your groupies in here, Darius, because is the D going to overtake Gary and Trig by the end of the season? Yes, 49%. No, 32%. Who's D-Unit? 19%. Trig, what's your reaction to that, mate?
He's probably not wrong the way it's going.
Slanderous chat. I mean, I can't wait to get to the end of the season and prove you all wrong. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Gents, anything you want to say before I wrap up the stream? And I apologize to everyone again for being a bit late. As I say, it's because of the same issues that Darius was having early on today.
That's such a good poll, though. Such a good poll, that one, because like you guys play so differently to me. So like I'm either going to do it pretty comfortably or I'm not going to do it. There's not going to be any wriggle room because I just play very differently. Like Trig and Gary don't take hits this year. Whereas I've taken, was it like 7 hits this season?
You've got a very different playing story and nightmare.
Yeah. To be fair. And like I feel like I've engaged, like my approach to FPL is very different. I engage in high risk. And like I feel like Trig and Gary, like they play very differently. There's no correct way to play, but like the high risk is either going to come massively in for me and I'll do it, or I won't do it. It's either going to be biblically fail or an absolute epic comeback.
Well, I think you've got to discipline yourself to doing sheepish like moves like you did this week and bringing Gabriel in and captaining Haaland. That's your way. That's your only chance, Darius. I'm going to say that's your only chance, mate.
But I feel like this week, it's not like I've been making bad decisions. Like every week, I've gone for who I think is the best player to buy. And this week, it was clearly Gabriel. Like if you didn't buy Gabriel this week and you bought someone like Kudos, that's on you for being just not intelligent, really. But in terms of the other picks, like captaincy this week was pretty much a no-brainer. Chelsea have no manager. Haaland has a good record against Chelsea. Why on earth would you go anywhere else? Like that's like I picked Dallo because last week I looked at it and thought I've watched Sunderland defend really well at home. I don't think Haaland does that well. I think Wolves are crap. That the logic behind why I picked Dallo captain was sound. It's just Amron screwed me over by playing 3-4-3 instead of 4-3-3, and I think that was the difference between why that didn't work. But yeah, like every decision I make is based on what I believe will happen. This week, I believe that Gabriel was the best pick, which is why I bought him.
Craig, anything you want to say before we go, mate?
No, I've lost the will to live.
That's all right. We'll wait until it won't be next Saturday, will it? Because next Saturday will be there won't be. Well, actually, no. Next Saturday, we'll be on top again, Trig, and we can. I think I said. Didn't I say on Tuesday, Trig, when he'd captained Dallo, I was going to be nice to him and not lay it in? But he's laid it in to me tonight. I think the gloves will be off next time, ladies and gentlemen. And,
please bring him off. Please bring him.
They will be off, mate. They'll be off. All right, cheers everyone for listening. Please do like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. Also, my interview, I keep saying my chat with Steve-O. It's currently members only about why he quit FPL and how he's finding it will be out to the public at some point next week. I'm just not going to release it this weekend when it's going to get like subsumed by all the other FPL content out there. Cheers, everyone, and please join us on Monday at 6 p.m. and have a good rest of the game week. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, cheers.
Good evening, guys.